Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Feng Han, and I am a student of Queensland University of Technology. And today I'm going to talk about the Lululemon report. And this video is my first video in YouTube. I hope you guys will like it. And about this report is it's cost our AMN446 brand analyzer cost required, and we need to choose one brand and then analyze that. And I choose the Lululemon, which is the very famous brand for the sports wear and the equipment. And I think most of you guys will know it. And I believe that especially for the young ladies, they are the crazy fan of this brand, because this brand truly is like amazing and to bring a lot of positive elements in our lifestyle. And since the brand I choose is Lululemon, and I think the core topic for this is how Lululemon improve brand equity. And in this report, I separate that in 4 different parts. The first is, just as I said, the introduction, and the second is the research method, and the next is netography, which is the specifically method I use to gather the data and then analyze and the implication that. And the last is implication, and how can this data can truly help the Lululemon to improve the brand equity. And now I'll move to the research method and the research method and the research planning. And as you can see, there are four different parts. And in this part, the data I read and I collect is all come from the real social media comments, and which can truly help the Lululemon to know how the social media user the insights about the Lululemons and can get and I think this data is very reliable, since it's all come from the real person who talk in the internet. And now now talk about the data. I actually in the internet there are about the comment about the Lululemon. Most of them are the positive, but I still found some comments about negatively comment about the Lululemon brand, and so I decide to separate that into four different parts, and which I got 4 different findings, and I will talk about it in later. And I think and I believe that even the negative way can help the Lululemon to improve the brand equity. Besides the different group comment I choose, and I think most interesting is even there is the internet user comment, but actually they are all come from different country, and even most of them come from Canada and American, but they are still I found the comment from Asian and Europe country, and I also focus on the different gender, language, religion, and all different cultural background. So this is why I choose those comments and then separate that in 4. And now I'll move to the data collection, and just like I said before, I got the 4 different comment group, but where the data resource come from, I choose those 3 website: Twitter, YouTube, and Amazon. And I think the most comments in the YouTube and the Twitter is all about the positive way about the Lululemon's products and service. And the interesting thing is in Amazon, the comment about the Lululemon there, I think it's more reliable about the Lululemon, how the product the consumer see about Lululemon, because because yeah. So I will show you that in next. Mm. And since I talk about the data collection, I've been taught, and now I move to the data analyze and the data implication. According to the above information, I've talking about the data. So I'm gonna show you some the real the user comment I found in the internet. So to give the data analyze and the data implication. And now, as you can see, there are like 14 comments about the negative comment about the Lunemo at one, and I can show you of that, and actually most of them is they have their own like common way to so just like I said before, I separate that in 4 different group. Yeah. Which just I showed about the data collection and the analyze and I will do like this be more specifically way about the data implication about in the next part in the ethnography and I will show the 4 main finding in this data. Yeah. And about the ASIC and the member check and all about this information and the data research is all made by myself, and I search that on the real internet social media and about the member check, and I also checked all of this internet user. The comment is come from the real statistic and the real and the real situation about the it's not made by like the Lululemon itself or some Lululemon competitors brands. So in this part, I truly have I truly believe about my video about this confidence. Now we move to the most important part about the ethnography. It's like the I think it's the very interesting. It's very interesting because it's like ethnography. It's like I think it's like the core method to have this to make this video. Yeah. So in this ethnography, I'm gonna talk about the brand community and the 4 finding which I mentioned several times in before. Yeah. So I think you are feel a little bit exciting. I don't know because I'm feel little kind of excited now. About the brand community, like I think like everybody knows. So in today's people like to talk something and to impress themselves in the internet. And also about the brand. So that's in that kind of situation, this brand community born. And for the brand community is a professional and no geographical community based on a series of structured social relationship between the brand and the consumer. And I found that Lululemon's brand community like it's very strong because in Twitter and YouTube, the Lululemon the official channel, they have like millions of people they will follow that channel, and I found that it's not only the people follow its channel, and I found that in every single comment about the individual's comment, the Lululemon's official channel, they will respond. They will respond the comment, and I think it's kind of like it's a very healthy way to promote the relation between brand and the consumer, and which can contribute more stronger relationship between the brand and the market. And now move to the most important part, the four finding, and the first one is expensive. I found like even there are a lot of people they love this brand Lululemon, but most of them still think Lululemon is kind of expensive, and even it's not a very old brand, but the price is not such I think cheap or not a very competitive to the other old brand like Nike, Adidas or Puma something. For example, about how expensive the Lululemon products is, I can show you now. So you can see this one is like very, I think it's very normal, just like sporting wearing pants. And for this one, it's in Lululemon price, it's like 119 Australian dollar for this very simple plans. And now, and I think if this compared to Nike and Adidas, the same products may be only the half price. You can get the same products, and as you can see in the comments about the I think it's kind of Canadians. They even the Canadians, which the original country the Lululemon come from, is also think it's kind of expensive. And as you can see, the price rates between the Canadian and Australian dollar is kind of very the same, but the price in Australia is higher than the Canada. So I think in this way to say Lululemon is kind of very expensive product. Now move to the last finding 4. The global promotion of Lululemon is not high as the other global brand, and Lululemon is born in Canada, so it's like kind of very popular in North America, but actually in other country, like in other states like Asian and in the Europe, it's like not very famous, I think. But you can see in this comment, so Natalia said that she's from Israel, and he's going to Vegas for buying the Lululemon products. And for this comment, and Catherine, you see, he's from Singapore, and he went to the Lululemon store here to purchase a yoga mat, and maybe the salesperson, the service attitude is not so good to match that in North Americans the person's attitude, and actually I come from China, and in my country the brand reputation of Lululemon is kind of very tiny, and I think just a few people know this brand, and from this person, most of them are the international student, or they have the overseas experience, so they know that for the local person, especially for the people who haven't the overseas experience or haven't go to abroad, I think they just know, just a very little person they know this brand. So I think the global promotion is like very limited for the Lululemon brand itself. So I need so for this finding is kind of not good for the Lululemon want to share the whole global marketing. Now move to the implication, and here are some specific measures to improve Lululemon's brand equity. The first is to develop. I think Lululemon can develop low price products. They can and to make some low cost price products line, and thereby reducing the consumption. There's holder of Lululemon who is considerate Lululemon is expensive, so that the target consumer will be expanded and attracted more new customer um, who was thought Lululemon is expensive, and then let this kind of person become the loyalty consumer. The second point is to provide more comprehensive service and to improve the security factors in online transaction to ensure the safety of customers online transaction. Because um, only when the brand have the high brand service and make focus on these consumers payment security, they can enhance the customers confident about this brand, so which can improve the loyalty consumer of the Lululemons, and make them continue to buy the products or believe in Lululemon. And the third is the more model diversity. Because I just mentioned before, like Lululemon is not the product of Lululemon itself is not suitable for all body type. So I suggest that Lululemon can invent more big size for the overweight person, and maybe the tiny size for like very skinny person. So which can make the products more the diversity. And the last is accelerate the process of global marketing. Um, as we know that in Asian and the European marketing, so like it's like very empty for the Lululemon. So if Lululemon want to be a real global brand, so they can put more emphasis in those two marketing place, and to do more like advertising and promotion, and to open more store no matter online or in store. So I think this is kind of very good way to to improve Lululemon's brand equity.